Hello, how is your Passion Week going? If you're like me, this is a different Passion Week than I've ever had in my life. Usually this is filled with a lot of activity with church and meeting with people and really focusing on Jesus' daily activity this week with other people. Well, Wednesday is typically known as the silent day of the Passover week because there's nothing recorded in the Bible that happened on Wednesday. Now, I think this is a good time to talk to you because we've had a lot of silent days for us. And Jesus, right before this day started, he spoke to his disciples after speaking quite a bit, giving it a sermon. And he says here in John chapter 20, starting in verse 23, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. Truly, truly, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit." I tell you what, that's such a wonderful passage, and I think that's apt for us today. And you've probably heard a sermon talked about this, that you need to die in order for you to live for Christ. And of course, that's true. But Jesus says this, and he's soon going to be dying on the cross in about 3 days, as he said this on Tuesday, we think. So he said this, and there's a lot of spiritual implications there, but there's some physical implications as well for Jesus, because soon he's about to die, and physically he will be resurrected as well. Well, Jesus lived his life knowing that he was going to die in a way like this. And because he knew the type of death he was going to have and the purpose for his death, then he was able to live a life free of worries about what's going to happen when I get old. He lived every day as much as he could for God and to help other people. There's a country song by Tim McGraw, kind of says that I wish everybody gets to live as if they knew they were dying. Well, that's what Jesus did. He lived knowing that he was going to be dying one day, and in this case, in about 3 days. How would you live if you knew that you were going to die soon? Now, unfortunately, in our country right now with the coronavirus going on, some people are having some threatening life issues right now, and they're having to make some serious decisions. Now, although that's sad, it helps them to really value what's important. Have these conversations with people that they wish they could have many more times. And so I want us to maybe think about the situation that Jesus was in, and think, if your life was soon to be over, what would you need to do? Are there any conversations that you need to have? Maybe get right with God again. Now, some of you are probably doing that right now. Whether you're religious or not, you're focusing more on your spiritual life. Some people are wondering, is this the end of the days? Where the end of the time is coming and Jesus is coming back? Honestly, I don't know. But I know Jesus is coming back. He could come back tomorrow. And wisdom would say that we should always be ready for the coming of Jesus. The very next verse says this in John 12:25. "He who loves his life loses it, and he who hates his life in this world will keep it to life eternal. If anyone serves me, he must follow me, and where I am, there my servant will be also. If anyone serves me, the Father will honor him." I want to encourage all of you to live for God. I want to encourage you to live like you're dying, because honestly, we all are dying. So take hold of every day, live it precious, and live it for God. And please do not have regrets. I want you to have a life where you have confidence in your relationship with God, and then you can love with a wonderful open heart. God bless you. And I hope you have a good rest of your Passion Week.